Clinical trials are research studies that explore potential new treatments for diseases like mesothelioma. Participating in a clinical trial offers children with mesothelioma access to new and developing therapies that may help treat their cancer in ways that standard treatments cannot. However, clinical trials also involve some degree of risk that families must carefully consider. Let's explore both the potential benefits and risks of clinical trials for pediatric mesothelioma patients in more depth. Some key benefits of enrolling a child in a clinical trial include the possibility of trying experimental therapies that may prove more effective than standard treatment options. Mesothelioma is an aggressive and difficult-to-treat cancer with limited treatment options for children. Clinical trials allow access to investigational drugs, immunotherapy approaches, surgery techniques, or combinations of therapies that haven't been approved yet but show promise. These experimental treatments may work better for some children's individual cancers. Participating also gives families optional access to new treatments when standard options have been exhausted or failed. Clinical trials help advance the development of new and improved therapies that may benefit future children with mesothelioma. Participating provides access to the latest research and allows children to contribute to medical progress that could lead to less toxic or more effective treatments down the road. Care at major cancer hospitals conducting the research also provides access to teams of expert pediatric oncologists experienced in mesothelioma and dedicated to the unique needs of child patients. Close monitoring during a trial may also find side effects earlier or watch for signs of recurrence compared to standard treatment alone. However, clinical trials do involve risks given their experimental nature. New therapies are still being studied for safety and effectiveness, so some side effects may be unknown. There is also no guarantee the investigational treatment will control the cancer better than standard options. There is a risk it could prove less effective or cause different or worse side effects than traditional therapies. Experimental treatments may also interact poorly with standard care or cause unanticipated interactions due to immature organ systems in children. Close safety monitoring aims to minimize risks but cannot remove them entirely. The extra appointments, tests, and screening needed on a clinical trial also take time away from home, school, friends and normal activities important for a child's well-being and development. Though extra care is provided, this can be stressful for the child and family. There are also potential late effects from new therapies that won't be discovered for years. Children may learn they received a placebo during the trial instead of the investigational drug, though families are informed of randomization risks beforehand. Overall, the key consideration is whether potential benefits outweigh the level of risk a family deems acceptable. Caregivers must carefully weigh factors like the clinical trial's phase and goals, the child's prognosis and treatment history, potential short and long-term side effects, and whether standard care could still control or slow the cancer against the hope of accessing and therapy showing promise. Families must understand all risks and potential costs, side effects from increased screening, alternatives like palliative care, and feel comfortable stopping at any point. Addressing all questions and concerns with doctors knowledgeable about the specific trial is essential before providing consent. Ultimately, only parents can decide what level of uncertainty is acceptable for their child. While clinical trials present risks, for some children with few established treatment options, the potential for experimental success may outweigh those risks. With careful planning and fully informed consent between families and pediatric oncologists, clinical trials offer some children with mesothelioma access to investigational therapies not otherwise available that could help treat this difficult cancer in new ways. Overall, though challenging, considering pediatric mesothelioma clinical trials allows both taking advantage of the latest research while contributing to future medical breakthroughs that may one day solve this disease.